Ignition and liftoff of Falcon Heavy. Go USS F-52, go X-37B.
The SpaceX Starship at the Starbase orbital launch site is back in action. After a quiet Christmas break, things got exciting with a venting event at the launch site. They tested the newly installed large horizontal tanks, and the launch platform joined in with significant purging, especially with liquid oxygen. All of these activities are aimed at addressing issues that led to the cancellation of the static fire test for Booster 10 last week. Booster 10 is special because it uses a complex system with super cold liquid methane and liquid oxygen. It also has a unique tank connected to its 13 engines to prevent fuel sloshing during landing. So, what's next for SpaceX's Starship and Falcon Heavy? How will these improvements impact space exploration? Let's discuss. In case you're not already familiar, the Super Heavy booster, which powers the SpaceX Starship with its 33 Raptor engines, uses a special type of fuel and oxidizer. These engines run on cryogenic liquid methane and liquid oxygen, where liquid methane is the fuel and liquid oxygen is the oxidizer. They keep these propellants in large main tanks and then carefully deliver them to the engines through a complex network of pipes. But that's not all. Super Heavy also has a smaller tank just for liquid oxygen, known as the landing or header tank. This tank is unique because it's only connected to the center 13 Raptor engines. This setup helps prevent any issues that could be caused by the fuel sloshing around within the much larger main tank. To make all of this work, there are a total of 40 valves for the outer 20 Raptor engines, 20 for the liquid methane main tank supply, and 20 for the liquid oxygen main tank supply. Meanwhile, the inner 13 Raptor engines have a total of 39 valves, 13 for the liquid methane main tank supply, 13 for the liquid oxygen main tank supply, and 13 for the liquid oxygen landing tank supply. These complexities did pose some challenges for SpaceX during recent testing, although the exact details of these challenges remain undisclosed. SpaceX is making swift progress toward launching the Integrated Flight Test 3, IF-3. This will involve assembling the Starship upper stage on top of the booster, finalizing the launch vehicle for this important test. These preparations are aligning with future Artemis missions, including Artemis 2 in November 2024 and Artemis 3, anticipated to take astronauts to the lunar South Pole around 2025. Additionally, the Falcon Heavy also launched the secretive X-37B spaceplane. SpaceX moved the towering 230-foot-tall Falcon Heavy to Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center for this mission. It's worth noting that SpaceX usually conducts its Starlink missions at Launch Complex 40, located at the nearby Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. While the forecast indicated an 80% chance of favorable weather for the Falcon Heavy's launch, there was a slight to moderate risk of upper-level wind shear due to an approaching weak front. Additionally, some sporadic showers were expected in Central Florida on Thursday morning, but the weather-related constraints did not affect the launch schedule. Now let's dive into why this mission is such a big deal. This mission marks the 7th secretive orbital journey for the Boeing-built X-37B, known as USS F-52. What makes this mission unique is that it's the first time the autonomous spaceplane is being launched using a Falcon Heavy rocket. In the past, it took a ride on a United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in May 2020. Impressively, the classified spacecraft spent an astounding 98 days in orbit before landing at KSC's Launch and Landing Facility in November 2022.
And we'll see one shut off there, and we'll see the other shut off in just a moment, leading me to think that these will be a little bit more staggered.
This mission is vital for our national security as it transports our most important capabilities into orbit, as explained by Brigadier General Kristen Panzenhagen, who commands Space Launch Delta 45. The 45th Weather Squadron has issued a forecast for the Falcon Heavy mission, and according to the National Weather Service, Thursday night at Cape Canaveral Space Force Base is expected to be mostly cloudy and cool, with temperatures around 52 degrees Fahrenheit and a west-southwest wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking ahead, there's an event that could make history. the first private landing on the moon. The Paragon lunar lander has completed all its launch milestones and has been stacked on top of the Vulcan Centaur rocket, set to carry it to space on January 8, 2024. The Paragon lunar lander is scheduled to attempt a landing on the moon on February 23, 2024. If successful, it will mark not only Paragon's first lander mission, but also possibly the first time a private spacecraft has landed on the moon. This is a significant milestone, pending the progress of other missions like Intuitive Machines, which is set for a launch aboard SpaceX no earlier than mid-February. Landing on the moon's surface is a monumental challenge, but the team behind this mission has shown incredible ingenuity and dedication during spacecraft testing, flight reviews, and hardware integrations. Astrobotic CEO John Thornton expressed their readiness for launch and landing. President of ULA, Tory Bruno, celebrated the final steps toward launching the private lunar lander with a stunning time-lapse video, showcasing the Paragon lander being secured on top of the Vulcan rocket, saying, "Next stop, the moon." Paragon, the lunar lander, has been through 3 weeks of critical final checks and has been fueled up in preparation for its upcoming launch. But the journey doesn't end there. There's a whole new set of milestones waiting for Paragon after it blasts off. Shortly after the launch, Paragon will separate from its carrier, the Vulcan rocket, and power on. Then it will establish communication with ground control on Earth. This communication will happen through NASA's Deep Space Network system, connecting to the Astrobotic Mission Control Center in Pittsburgh. This connection will allow the operators to keep tabs on Paragon's position, orientation, and overall health. About 40 minutes after the separation, ground control will start sending commands to Paragon's propulsion system. One of the initial commands will instruct the thrusters to reorient Paragon so that its solar panels can catch the sun's energy. This energy will start powering up the spacecraft's battery. The Astrobotic team will then carry out maneuvers in Earth's orbit to prepare Paragon for its journey into lunar orbit. Once in lunar orbit, the spacecraft will undergo system checks while maintaining a stable position. Finally, in late February, Paragon will make a historic touchdown on the moon. Paragon's journey from a concept on paper to a fully tested spacecraft ready for launch is a remarkable achievement for Astrobotic, a small business. The mission director, Sharad Bhaskara, praised the team's professionalism, dedication, and technical expertise throughout this complex multi-year development program. In conclusion, the world of space exploration is abuzz with excitement and anticipation as we witness a series of remarkable developments on multiple fronts. SpaceX's Falcon Heavy is poised for a crucial launch, carrying the secretive X-37B spaceplane on a mission of utmost importance for national security. The Falcon Heavy's readiness and the cooperation of weather conditions are crucial factors as we await this significant event. Meanwhile, the private sector is making history with the Paragon lunar lander. After undergoing rigorous checks and fueling, Paragon is set to embark on a groundbreaking journey to attempt the first private landing on the moon. Astrobotic, a small business, has demonstrated remarkable dedication and technical expertise in turning this lunar exploration concept into a fully tested spacecraft. As we look ahead, we are met with intriguing questions about SpaceX's Booster 10 static fire test and the role of IF-3 in the company's space exploration journey. Furthermore, the successful landing of Paragon could redefine history in the realm of private space exploration. In these dynamic times, space exploration continues to capture our collective imagination, offering the promise of new discoveries, technological advancements, and the expansion of human knowledge. We eagerly await the unfolding of these events, as they promise to push the boundaries of what is possible in our quest to explore the cosmos. So what do you think? Will the Booster 10 static fire test succeed? Share with us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, show us some love by hitting that like button and leaving a comment down below. Also, if you're a fan of all things technology, be sure to check out this other video we've got lined up for you. It's packed with all the latest news, tips, and tricks to keep you ahead of the curve.